Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got a legitimately short knife review to share with you guys. This was not a difficult knife to review because I've already experienced it. Essentially, this is the Vosteed Porcupine with the button-operated top liner lock, but it has a thumb stud now instead of the opening hole. This, without a doubt, is one of the greatest budget knives ever in the history of all things knife. I have stated this many times on this channel. It has repeatedly made it into all of the recent top 10s or top 20s for knives that cost less than $75, and it is still that way. This is absolutely an incredible knife. It has an incredible locking system. It's got great ergonomics. It's very simple, but it's easy to manipulate. It's just, it's kind of the quintessential good EDC knife. Good. It's the quintessential great EDC pocket knife. It's truly excellent, right? So now we have a thumb stud instead of an opening hole. Which is better? It comes down to preference. Should you own this knife? Yes, you should. This is a knife that I think everybody should own. Now, if you have reservations against, stuff that's made in China, that's fine. But this is, truthfully, I've got, 5,000 uploads on this channel. And I think a lot of people just assume that I recommend everything to everybody, which is not at all the case. Absolutely not. It's actually only a handful of knives that I can legitimately say are made for just about everybody. Most knives are for some people, but not for everybody else, right? And then there's a lot of knives that are basically for nobody, but they're still fun to talk about. The Vosteed Porcupine is a knife that I legitimately recommend to everyone. This is a great knife for you. It's a great knife for a gift for somebody who knows about knives, and it's an incredible gift for somebody who doesn't know about pocket knives. This is one of those knives that will open the minds of people who've been carrying that weird American flag Tanto China gas station knife. Everybody has that friend, and you're like, ooh. But you don't want to be mean, right? So this is the type of knife that you can give to somebody and say, why don't you try out something that's actually good? Yeah, it's excellent. $69 still, unless they've changed the price since I made this video. This knife went immediately into my pocket when I unboxed it, which was fairly recently, and it was the same joy that I got from this guy. It's just really excellent. I will link this knife down in the description. Obviously, you guys can check it out if you want, but it's recommendable. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. Thanks to Vosteed for sending this in. Make sure your notifications are turned on. We don't need to go through specs. If you want to get the full, deal, just look up the Porcupine review. If you want the full length Metal Complex review with all of the extra meat and potatoes, but I'll give you quick specs here. We're looking at just a hair over 7. It's like 7 1/8. Blade length is 3 inches, and your cutting edge is about 2.75. As you all know, this knife has superior ergonomics. It is just ridiculously comfortable. It's awesome. We have a classic handle profile, and we have a classic drop point blade with lots of belly. We're still looking at 14C28N, and we're still looking at, I believe, about 120 thousandths on the blade stock. Let's take a look just to be sure. It's a little less, 117 thousandths. And then your weight, I don't think is any different. I would imagine that it would actually weigh slightly more than the one with the hole in it. 3.6 ounces versus 3.2 ounces. So that's fine. Really, the ratios are all there. Some people, I think, will go with a thumb stud not for functional reasons, but because they don't like how blades look with holes in them. And I can understand that. I used to actually really hate every Spyderco knife that I ever saw. Early on in this, I would look at Spyderco and be like, why would you ever? Oh my God! Like, why would you want to carry this half pair of scissors around? And then you use them and you manipulate them and you realize, oh man, there's like a lot of stuff here that is good for when I need to use a knife. And then it dawns on you that, oh, well, the people who designed these, a lot of Eric and Sal Glesser stuff, turns out they kind of know what they're doing. And a lot of those elements, I think, are present in other companies that make really great ergonomic and easy to manipulate knives, right? Vosteed is a company that I don't think does anything wrong. All of their stuff is clearly made and designed by knife people. They care about the materials and the heat treatment and all that stuff. So if you're new and you're worried, like, is this a company that actually makes quality products, and that, or do they just, like, it was just like a one-hit wonder thing? No, Vosteed is incredible. If not these, anything that Vosteed sells is awesome, and their price points are great too. This still feels the same, like the button-operated top liner lock is just great. It's like a liner lock, but instead of engaging underneath the lock face, it locks up behind it, and this really adds some additional support. This isn't a knife, that I would say, yeah, take it out and build a house with it, or tear down a house with it, dig a moat. No, that's ridiculous. There's no claims of it, having triad lock level strength, but will you have to worry about it disengaging while you're using it? No. Definitely not. Not like a regular plunge lock and not like a regular liner lock. It's just a really, really good locking system. So we have wonderful ergonomics. We have a nice, lightweight, compact size. I really like the combination of this forest green micarta and this kind of brass pivot collar here in the brass studs. Nothing feels like it could be placed in a better position for better optimization. The thumb stud position, I think, is exceptionally good. Instead of tucking it in under here, which is what a lot of different designers and companies would have done. Instead of tucking it in here, given the size of this knife, it changes, right? Your options for where you can place the thumb stud change depending on the size and length of the object, and obviously other variables like your own hand size and things like that. But given that this is a shorter knife, and they have a taller blade, they gave themselves a little bit of room to push it out here, and that makes the access to it absolutely perfect. Absolutely, whether you're doing the reverse flick or you're doing the forward flick, it's just great. I love the look of the blade, the stone washed. Their stone wash finish is just perfect. They also have like a copper wash version of it, which is awesome. Kind of wish you guys had sent me that one, but I'm just kidding. I got this for free. Listen to me complaining. Oh, I wish you would have sent me the one that I thought was cooler. I couldn't help it. I looked up on the website. My initial reaction was like, oh, why didn't they send me that one? I'm just kidding. It's really good. I mean, the blade is great. I honestly think that, and you could say, okay, well, they do that. It's just with the raccoon, right? It was the raccoon was the thumb stud one, because the Vosteed raccoon is one of the other greatest budget knives of all time, right? The raccoon is a little bit bigger, and it's got a thumb stud instead of the opening hole, right? Now we have a thumb stud version of the porcupine, so we can argue even more about which one is the most optimized. Now we need an opening hole version of the raccoon, so we can complete the thing. I'm kidding. Actually, what we need is a version of the raccoon that's got a different blade shape. We need a version of the porcupine that has a more stumpy sheep's foot. It's like a fat, chubby little sheep's foot at the end of it. I think that would be great. And most importantly, in my opinion, we need larger versions of all of these. I want to see 8.25 to 8.5. A lot of people would say, complex. If you do an 8.5-inch version of the porcupine, you get the Excalibur. And I would say, all right. Yes, that's pretty true, right? A lot of people know that I modeled, one of the knives that I modeled Excalibur off of, or drew inspiration from, was the Spyderco Shaman, which is also, and I think more so, a larger porcupine in a lot of ways. But there are some differences, and I think that there's still a good reason to do it. The Spyderco Shaman, I think, is one of the greatest pocket knives of all time, and it's still got a couple of little flaws here. I think a larger, it doesn't have to be the same size as the Shaman, but doing like an 8-inch version of this knife, with or without thumb studs, I think would appeal to so many people. But as it is, I mean, the truth is as time has progressed, I have leaned more towards knives of this size, my day-to-day carry knives. And I do carry larger knives periodically just because I like them. But when I'm just throwing something in my pocket that I know is going to be more than enough for the day, I don't want to put a lot of thought into it. I just want to make sure I got a pocket knife. What's comfortable and convenient is a knife that is this size. Truly, from a knife reviewer's perspective, the reason that I consider this one of the greatest budget knives of all time is it's a combination of course, the execution, the materials, the ease of manipulation, the weight, the balance, right, the cutting geometry, all of that. It is so unbelievably convenient. This is one of very, very few knives on this channel where I have criticized essentially nothing. There is nothing about either of these knives that needs to be changed. I think it was a good move that they took the Porcupine and just gave people the option for thumb studs, because one is not inherently better than the other. It's a preference thing. So you choose the opening hole one, you got a perfect knife with your preference of manipulation mechanic, right? You got the thumb stud one, it's the same thing. It's a perfect knife, but it's thumb stud operated. One is not better than the other. This is a perfect, I would say unless your hands are just enormous. Like if you have like truly, you know, I'm not talking about guys like me who go to Home Depot and I gotta hold on, honey, I gotta go get me some XL gloves. You know us big guys with our XL gloves, because that's the size that we buy at Home Depot. We're automatically placing ourselves within the group of gentlemen who have big meaty paws. No, we don't. No, we don't. It's just a pretty basic full-grown man hand size. I'm talking about guys who have huge hands. I am 5'11", not quite 6 feet, 5'11" and 3/4 exactly. I'm a fairly average height dude. I don't know what the average height is in the USA, 5'10", 5'11". Pretty average, okay? A lot of men out there are about my height, and a lot of men out there have about my hand size, right? Maybe slightly larger, slightly smaller, okay? And I'm not putting down anybody who's got hand size smaller, right? But when I say a big hand, I'm talking about those guys out there who are 6'5" plus, and they got big hands because the rest of them's big, right? If you're like that, if you're buying 2XL, 3XL gloves, or you have to special order your gloves, you might not like this. That's who I'm talking about. But for the average sized male hand, and I would say definitely the average size female hand, just the average size hand in general, right? Especially if your hands are like, you know, as a fellow XL glove wearer, right? It's so comfortable. It's just stupidly comfortable. Now, some people don't like this clip, but I'm okay with it because this is the type of knife that I don't sit there and ooh and ah over the little, I mean, it's fun, it's nice, right? But this is a knife that's a tool for me. It is, I mean, like there's everything here aside from just like the color of the pivot collar or whatever. This is a tool. It's a tool that is far superior to the less expensive options. This is, you know, this and like the Raccoon and the Vision FG. They bumped the price on that one again. It's like someone's like, am I okay with this $30 knife, or should I go ahead and pick up a Porcupine or a Vision FG or I always say, yeah, go with the Vosteed or the Civivi. Like it's worth spending that extra money. I truly believe that. I think that this is that much better. So it's a $69 knife, which is, you know, that's expensive for a lot of people, right? But is it worth saving up to buy something like this and have it be your one knife? Yes. If you have a specialized occupation that requires a pocket knife and that the blade be longer, well, then you have to look for a longer blade, which is why I think they should make a version of this that's a little bigger. But for the vast majority of people, this will be overkill for your day-to-day, right? I always say it's like 80% of people just need a blade, right? Where you'd probably be fine with a box cutter. 20% of people are probably doing more specialized stuff. You need a specific type of blade, right? Just like you have to think more about what you're carrying. And then there's a very small, a tiny percentage of people, right? 1% or less of the actual involved knife community that needs a hyper specialized blade, right? And I think a lot of people like to pretend that they're in that category, but you're not. You're probably in the 20, right? But there are people who need specialized stuff. For the vast majority of people, this is fine, and it will complete a wide range of tasks. The only thing left to do with this, my stuff is falling off my desk. The only thing left to do with this model is just offer a couple different variations, including size and blade shape, because the profile is perfect, right? The manipulation of the knife, the ergonomic comfort, all of that is perfect. You could contour it, I guess, right? Also, it'd be nice to see a premium version of this bad boy. They did the Raccoon. It'd be nice to see a premium version for sure. But that's really pretty much it. I mean, I can sit here and glaze this thing all day, but I'm sure you guys get it. It's worth every penny. It's worth picking up, whichever version you get. It was a joy to carry this one. I'm going to be keeping this one in my collection, even though I already have the one with the hole in it. I just really like it. I just don't want to give it away. Sorry. That's going to be it today. Links in my chapstick's coming in for a guest appearance. Get out of here. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram. Links for these in the description. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.